A cold dawn lifts over a lakeshore, smoke threading through the reeds. 10,000 years ago, a woman crouches by her hearth. The world is a symphony of hissing reeds, the sharp ring of flaked stone, and the startled cry of geese taking flight. From following herds to following seasons, humanity learned to follow the seed. Water was tamed, grain was stored, and ancestors were anchored to the land. Villages clustered into towns, and leadership evolved from charisma into an office. In the great river valleys, this pattern became a system. Along the Tigris and Euphrates, scribes pressed clay with the first records of names and numbers. On the Nile, rulers commanded harvests and labor, raising monuments to their power. Writing, law, and taxation transformed memory into permanent records, and power into enduring authority. Cities began to plan for centuries, not just seasons. And across the globe, others did the same. In the Indus Valley, planned streets channeled monsoon floods. By the Yellow River, oracle bones divined the future of wars and harvests. And in Mesoamerica, stone calendars aligned the heavens with earthly rule. When belief, bureaucracy, and brick reinforce one another, simple hearths grow into sprawling hubs of civilization. Around 5 centuries before the Common Era, a profound shift occurred, not in stone, but in thought. Sages and prophets began to reshape the human mind. Confucian traditions wove family, ritual, and rule into a single ethic of order. Buddhism offered a path to release from suffering. Greek inquiry tested the world with the power of reason, and monotheistic faiths placed a single moral will above all kings and clans. The frameworks they built still underpin our modern debates on justice and society. Ideas, now portable, traveled with merchants and armies. Persian roads stitched together an empire. Roman law imposed a common order. Great administrations took root, and trade flourished under their protection. In the Indian subcontinent, Mauryan rulers experimented with government by edict. In the Far East, the Han dynasty built a bureaucracy based on merit. And all the while, the Silk Roads wove Afro-Eurasia into a single, interconnected network of exchange. Coins, creeds, and plagues now traveled faster than ever before. But beyond the horizon, the vast oceans held the key to the next great transformation. Suddenly, 3 great oceans began to move as one vast global market. A new world awoke to the sound of sails. On a creaking deck in the mid-Atlantic, a pilot squints at a 15th century dawn. Salt stings his lips. Below deck, barrels slosh with grain, and horses stamp restlessly. His charts promise routes to spices, silver, and unknown lands. These ships stitched the continents together, trading crops and gold, gunpowder and germs. Plantations fueled by sugar demanded captives, and those in chains forged new cultures, new music, and new faith in the face of unimaginable hardship. As conquest spread, so too did resistance, learning the very roots of its oppressors. Ideas, potent and dangerous, traveled with the cargo. In the coffee houses of Europe, pamphlets rustled with radical new thoughts on reason and rights. The telescope and the ledger offered new ways to measure the universe and the flow of capital. The Enlightenment gave us new words for our world: sovereignty, markets, consent. And revolutions in the Americas and France forged these ideas into nations. But what happens when machines outpace the morals meant to guide them? Coal and steam, then electricity, powered mills and empires. They packed cities to the breaking point and intensified global rivalries, fueling a Great War, a global depression, and then a second, even more devastating world war. By 1945, the world map was redrawn by grief and steel. From the ashes, new rules for a new world emerged, fragile and fiercely contested. As empires fell, new flags rose over new capitals. The airwaves carried the voices of independence. Decolonization surged across the globe, while a Cold War cast a long shadow of nuclear standoff. All the while, new institutions struggled to manage a turbulent peace. From the streets to the schools, movements for civil and human rights demanded a wider share of justice. Then an information revolution rewired the very nature of power, culture, and work. This history is not distant. The map on your phone traces ancient sea lanes. The debates over artificial intelligence and genetic engineering echo ancient questions of authority and ethics. That first spark of ingenuity still hums beneath our global networks. Today, climate change, pandemics, and mass migration draw our destinies closer than ever. Understanding the arc of this story is not just about knowing the past, it is about choosing the future. And just beyond our view, another turn of the wheel is already beginning.